Hey, everybody, it's your boy from, sorry I didn't come with the Filter podcast, Vasily's calling. So today I'm going to be talking, recapping from what I watched last night on NXT, and it was a really good show. Plus, I'm going to be talking about sports. Training camp started today for a lot of teams. There has been a lot of rumors going around. There was a big signing in the NHL. There's still the rumor going on with what's his nuts. Sorry, I can't remember. Ben Simmons. So Ben Simmons, yeah, he's gonna be front and center. Two, he's not going to camp or whatever. So. And I'm going to give you guys more of an update on my mental health and how it's going. And I'm just, I'm starting to feel a lot better today. And from yesterday, I'm doing a lot better. I'm feeling a lot more me. So, yeah, let's jump on into this. So, last night's NXT was really awesome. It was a good show. They did capitalize from last week's. It was good, but this week's was better. I like what I've been hearing, because I'm actually also watching the Nick Hausman's Wrestling Inc. Daily on YouTube. I finally got to watch it. I got to listen to a little bit more too today as I was at my family's business. So I was listening to that, and I love how the Dark Side of the Ring story, 6 days, as Nick said, 6 days into. This is my take, so you got to remember this is my take on it. 6 days later, and tomorrow is the new episode of the Dark Side of the Ring, and it's about Chris Kanyon, so I will be watching it. I miss that guy. The guy was really entertaining. Who's better than Kanyon? Nobody. He was awesome. The Ric Flair thing, I understand where everybody's standing on this. Like, the guy, either he... Drinking or not, it's still not right to go and flash your junk at some woman on an airplane, or bar, hotel, whatever, wherever it is. This is not right. Heck, this is why I don't go to nudist beaches. Even though I know there's some hot chicks there, there's a lot of things that you just don't want to see there. So that's why I prefer not to be there. But on that note with... Ric Flair, he's been doing a lot of press releases. It was a real bad thing what he did to Nick Hausman and Rory. Like, this was kind of this was a real desperate thing. You don't copy paste whatever these guys say. Like, this is their opinion. This is what they hear. This is what they're discussing. It's not your opinion, it's their opinion. So you don't touch others. Like, this is what, I love Nick Hausman. I love his intro into his show. It is so awesome. I love it. I wish I could, I'm going to see if I can talk to him on Twitter. I just haven't been getting around to it. I know I've been saying it, and I've been thinking about it, but I love it. And, back to the whole Ric Flair. Ric Flair's whole thing was... My mic's off. No. Look at that. Yeah. So, the first few minutes of what I'm going to be podcasting hasn't been on my podcast, so, oh well. Jump forward. Everything I've been just talking about was just to catch up on my podcast. It's all about Ric Flair and this whole thing about the plane ride from hell. And I understand where JR is coming from on this. He's an absolute gift to the wrestling world. I will try to fix this, because honestly it's starting to bother the hell out of me. Put it right there. There we go. Or that side. That side's better. Because now no, it's not. There we go. Much better on my chair. What was deeming me the possibility of just pissed off ignorance and just it was bullshit to me. like Ric Flair keeps tweeting out and just, you just leave something alone, man. Just leave it alone, because everybody says you did it. Just, you know what? That's the way it is. The shit rolls downhill. I will explain something. I learned something from BCIT. I learned something from the rule as a plumber. Payday's Friday. Okay. Payday's Friday. Shit rolls downhill. Don't bite your fingernails. Alright? That's the thing. That's why shit goes downhill, as everybody says. This whole thing has just got so out of proportion and so blown out of context. I'm just surprised Charlotte hasn't said anything, but she's in WWE, so I am pretty sure she can't say squat to this. And she's being, shushed and whatever. A lot of them touched base on the wrestling podcasts I've been listening to, have touched base on one thing. During Monday night's showing, which was a really good show, I will give it up. When Charlotte Flair was out in the ring doing the whole Alexa Bliss angle, the Lily and the Charlie thing, fans were getting up. I understand this is kind of like directed at the kids, but again, people were leaving, going to the concessions, to the bathrooms, whatever, because I guess the whole Flair thing just, it's a sour point, it's a hard point, and what her daddy's doing, and not listening to his lawyers and agents and wife and everybody around him, and just saying, hey, just knock it off. I understand that. I fully understand that. But again, it's what it is. It's the pro wrestling mentality of it, and it sucks that it got, like, he went on ESPN's 30 for 30 or 60 or whatever, the E60 thing special about him, and it, again, this whole plane ride from hell saga, I've seen so many things on YouTube. I've heard so many things on there too about it, and Jim Ross, he's absolutely right. Let's just end this stupid thing and just not talk about it, because it was such a black eye. For one, for him, he was a talent relations president operator guy, so he had to fire a lot of people. Yet he couldn't fire Ric Flair. Why? Because he said it in the show. If you go and watch it at the end, he said why he couldn't fire Ric Flair. Ric Flair was a made man. He's a made man. He can't fire a made man. It's like being in the mafia. You can't kill a made man unless sanctioned by the heads. So how he got away with what it was. So anyways, let's move on from all that. I'm not going to even want to talk about that. That's just so disgusting and so despicable on that behalf. Let's go over to the other news in the wrestling world. So, NXT, yes. Braun Breaker breaks out the Steiner recliner, and he snapped it in. Like, oh my god. If WWE does do the edgier NXT 2.0, I understand a lot of people, like, look at Ciampa, he's the dark, grittier guy, but I know they say he doesn't look right. I think he can work with this. Ciampa is a very talented wrestler. I know I just talked about Breaker, but it was Breaker and Ciampa versus Dunn and Hall, and I will get into that after on my take on that. Ciampa can do this. Ciampa is a hell of a great persona. I know the draft is next week, so we got the draft coming up. All branches of superstars. I don't think the NXT UK roster will be anywhere affected by this, so that's fine. That's great. Whatever, just leave it on that note. Just use your NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. Braun Breaker is a hell of a great athlete, and to him teaming up with Ciampa was it was an extension to showing that you do have new talent coming up. Ciampa, I heard, is actually, he at one point was not willing to come to the main roster, but now he's looking like he wants to come to the main roster. And I think Vince, if he was smart enough, would move him. Like, move some guys over from SmackDown to the Raw brand. Build your Raw brand, because your Raw brand is sinking and it's a toilet feeding garbage bin. It is just shit show. Like, the last 2 shows were pretty good. Well, the one before this week's Raw was pretty good. This week's Raw was really good because you had the Bloodline and New Day going at it. You had Reigns, and you had the triple threat. You had Reigns versus Big E, Universal versus World, which we'll see probably at Survivor Series, which hopefully we'll get another Bloodline versus New Day match. I don't give a crap what stipulation you put into it. You could do an elimination. You can put it in a steel cage. You can put it in a Hell in a Cell. I don't give a shit what you do with it. That right there is moneymaker. But I also hear the rumors and the rumblings, since Lashley did a good job being a world champ. And I'll give Lashley all the credit to the world. Lashley finally showed that he's a good champ. So he didn't just win the United States Championship since he came back to WWE and the Intercontinental Championship. He also won the WWE Championship, which means he can now go and get the Universal, and he parlays himself into a man who hasn't held the tag titles yet. That's the only thing that's keeping him. But if he holds the other, I'm pretty sure he'll be a Grand Slam champ on that. So that's cool. The thing I probably didn't watch this part of Raw. I missed this, but Bobcat, Black Cat, Keith Lee. No, don't. If you're gonna give Keith Lee a moniker, let him be the Limitless Keith Lee. That's all I say. Keith Lee is awesome. He's a fantastic guy. For him to be a heel, if you're gonna, like, okay, you got this whole mix-up. Really, if you're gonna do a heel, team him with New Day, and then, like, just let him annihilate the hell out of these guys. Like, team them up for a few weeks, and then just annihilate the shit. Just have them disintegrate Kofi, Xavier, and Big E, and then there you go. You got your heel point there. Boom. It's off. It's into the outer atmosphere. I hear the Goldberg Lashley will be crown jewel. Oh, great. We're in the Saudis again. So it's just like Goldberg, Lashley, Reigns, Lesnar. Way. Like, I don't know. I can't really explain that. As I say, I don't even want to talk about crown jewel. It's a joke of a show anyways. It's just a joke. So, going back to the NXT, what I saw last night was really cool. The Trey Baxter superhero issue I have is, no. Let Trey Baxter be something, but, like, he doesn't have to have a goofy gimmick or, costume or whatever. Have him be like a Daniel Bryan. Be that guy that fans can rally behind. And yeah, throw Kota Jade. She's smoking hot. He's damn lucky he got a hot-ass girlfriend. And yes, today is my woman crush of the Wednesday. So it is, again, Jordan Jones. I will throw up a picture probably of Jordan Jones on this podcast. Maybe, and my YouTube, or on my new YouTube channel. But I don't know. Depending on that. So, on that note, anyways, she will be up on my Instagram blogger page as my woman crush and my Twitter feed. She is always going to be my woman crush. She is super nice, super sweet. I know she likes to go, do her stuff on So Close. So, yeah, I follow her on that, and I do chat with her on that. So that's cool. Back to the wrestling I had. Yeah, NXT was really good. Corey Grimes, great he fits this whole new NXT 2.0. I'm sorry. There's going to be a lot of guys who are going to fit it, and there's going to be a lot of guys who don't, and that's probably what the ones that don't are going to probably be drafted up to the main roster. I like on Raw, I probably forgot to say this, Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, the two cousins teaming up. Great idea. These two could be a great tag team. Not just singles competitors, but tag team. What Raw is lacking on tag team division, you don't have very many tag teams except New Day, Mason T-Bar, Mansoor, and Ali. So yeah, you got to start building that up. Like where SmackDown, you can actually have you got Dirty Dogs, you got the Usos, you got Ray and Dominic, you got Alpha Academy, Street Profits. You got a lot of tag teams on that side. So, yeah. And looking at it all now, because we got Extreme Rules this weekend, which I will probably do on Sunday, a little heads-up prediction kind of thing. So, I will do that. Tomorrow is my, today is going to be a prediction day. So, I'm looking at NFL right now. So, I'm just going to kind of jump over really quick here. Tomorrow is the Panthers versus Texans. I'm taking the Panthers. Just taking the Panthers. Sorry, Tyron Taylor. I don't think he's going to be playing for the Texans. So, yeah. Panthers all the way on that one. Back over to the wrestling again. You got CM Punk's interview tonight. You do get to finally see the bearded goat versus the best bout wrestler there is. Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson. So that's your main event of AEW's Grand Slam Dynamite. So again, this is going to be an epic match. I'm kind of happy it's not for the championship, because honestly, the championship kind of takes away from what the storyline. I like how Tony Khan intertwines the storyline. He kind of like zigzags in like a snake, and it's really cool. Because he can play off so many storylines, because all these guys are so talented that they can work it and make it work really, really well, which I applaud him for. CM Punk's interviews tonight about his match against what was it? Powerhouse Hobbs on Friday at Rampage. Whoop-de-doo. Powerhouse Hobbs. I think everybody really wants to just see Hook and Punk, so let's give it up for Hook and Punk. Starks and Punk, I know a lot of people are calling Punk's are going to put over Starks. I kind of doubt that. Punk is going to beat him in the first couple of matches, and then to come to the rubber, that's when Starks takes it. So, anyways, on that point, you got Sting and Darby Allin versus FTR, which is whatever. FTR hasn't done much since they lost the championships, except feud with the Inner Circle, but that, again, Inner Circle thing, it kind of got... I understand where they just kind of pulled it back a little, just let it relax. MJF versus Brian Pillman will be an interesting one tonight. I will absolutely enjoy flying Brian Pillman Jr. beating the shit out of fucking major jackass fucker. I don't give a shit. That's my thing. He's an idiot. MJF is probably one of the greatest heels out there right now, yes, but he's also a massive jackass, so I don't give a shit. And all that protrudes to the next thing. Moving that, we got Impact on Thursday. Sami Callihan's out for an entire year. He broke his ankle, apparently, so that probably puts a lot of kibosh to a lot of plans they probably had for the poor guy. And, my best wishes to him and a speedy recovery to the last Desperado. That sucks. Because he was the most entertaining part of Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down for Impact. And to carry on, the whole wrestling aspect has kind of changed too. It's just been really, 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 really cool. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it to the end at most now. I did hear through Wrestling Daily that Vince is going to try to push an edgier NXT 2.0, which I agree. I've already touched base on this a few times earlier on this. It will be awesome. It will be awesome. Extremely awesome. But, back to what I'm going to now talk about. It's basically open day for a lot of NHL teams for training camp. So, yesterday I heard the young Russian kid from Minnesota, he signed his 5-year, $45 million deal. Okay. Now, everybody's jumping on the whole bandwagon of, oh, when is Petey getting signed? When is Hughes getting signed? Listen. Elliot Friedman is one of the best sources out there. He was either quoted or heard saying that it looks like Hughes might get the long-term deal, Petey's getting the short-term deal because of the money situation. And what I've been hearing is that if players are not vaccinated, they cannot play or something like this. This is what I've been told. They can be suspended by the team. So the cap, their money on the cap doesn't go against the cap. It just kind of goes back into the cap, and they have free money. Some more money to free up. So it's like a positive and a negative. Because you got a lot of people's beliefs on the whole COVID crap. So I can't really specify on that too much. But again, tomorrow is Canucks' first official training camp in Abbotsford. I saw the camp roster. Bailey won't be there because he tested positive for COVID. That sucks. Poor guy. That guy is so talented, and he has the misfortunes, just like Olevi. Talented misfortunes. Jake Virtanen, same thing. Talented misfortunes. It's just the way it goes in Canuckland. I know Oilers opened up camp today because I got some updates on that. I believe I believe Ottawa. I hear Toronto and Montreal, and Winnipeg. Calgary is probably tomorrow, but the other 5 are open to their camps today. That's what I've been hearing. That's great. A lot of PTOs being signed or being offered to players, so that's all right. I hear the Canucks are after a lot of players on the PTOs just in case, you get the long extension of holdouts from Petey and Hughes, whatever. Petey and Huggy Bear, they will sign. Just be patient. I believe in both of them. I don't believe in Jackie, what he says mostly about his brother, because I know how much he wants his older brother in New Jersey with him and their younger brother. So, too bad. I like Jackie, but no. He's our Hughes. He's our Huggy Bear. He stays here. Bastards. Plus, as you get older, that's when you want to play together. Look at the Niedermeyer brothers. The older they got, they won a championship together. The younger they were, they wanted to play against each other just to see who was better than who. And I love that. NBA news, I just touched base. Simmons is sitting out. He doesn't want to play in Philly. I guess that's his decision. He's earned that right. And he wants out. He wants out. That's you can't blame the guy for wanting out of a team. You kind of go back and look at Messi. He wanted out of Barca, but again, him and Barca signed that ridiculous release contract of 700 million euros. That is bullshit. You can buy an entire team for that entire amount of money. Actually, I could buy a franchise for 100 million. And then buy the rest, or 300 million, and the rest of the 400 million, I could field out my team and coaching. But anyways, what do I know? I'm a broke ass. I'm an idiot, right? I'm just a sports fan. But that's beside the point. My mental health is doing really well today. I'm doing absolutely well. I have I haven't had too many bad spots. So yesterday was a really good uptick. Today's even a better uptick. I haven't had any, again, no bad spots in my brain. Just kind of, I'm gonna close that down, my other laptop. I'm just, I'm just having a lot more positive feedback on myself. Taking care. I'm gonna work out today. Tomorrow's my day off because I do 2 days on, day off, 2 days on, day off. So that's how that works, and it's really good. I do the kettlebell workout, and the thing is, everybody has like the little weight, like 2 pound, 5 pound, 10 pound. Well, I'm doing it with 30 pounds, so I'm getting a hell of a lot more results out of this. Changed up my diet completely. I cut out a lot of carbs. So I don't eat bread and shit right now. So yeah, it does suck, but whatever. General news, we just had our election. We got a minority government here in Canada again with liberals. Whoop-de-doo. We're all effed anyways, so I don't give a shit. The positive thing I take away from all of this is really just I'm happy sports is coming back. I did watch the Blue Jays game yesterday. I'm going to flip back over to the sports because I ain't going to talk about no politics and bullshit like that. I watched the Blue Jays game. Right on, boys. I got my Dodgers on. Let's go Dodgers. Come on, NL, AL. I love my Blue Jays and my Dodgers. That's it. Those are my teams, and that's it. My take from it, again, I notice people are asking me all the time about how can I pick for an NL team and an AL team. Well, for one, I'm Canadian, so I got to cheer for the Blue Jays no matter what. I got to cheer. I'm a Canadian guy, but I'm also a West Coast guy. So you got the Mariners and then you got the Dodgers. Well, I'm gonna go with Dodgers. I love Dodgers. And by the way, I'm half Greek, so my Greek flag is blue and white. Look at that. So, blue and white. I'm going to go with blue and white. But besides all that, I'm just really focused so much more on my wrestling intake right now. I can't wait for Full Gear because I want to see Full Gear come out because you had Punk's first pay-per-view. Now we're going to get Daniel Bryan's first pay-per-view in AEW and Adam Cole. Even though Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson showed up at All Out, they didn't have a match. I want to see a match. The biggest thing is I hear there's a rumbling going on that AEW is going to have a second women's championship. It's a singles title, I think. That's what he's saying. Because I don't see a lot of women tag teams. Well, you can probably, but you got Ty Conte and AJ. Anna Jay. Anna Jay and her are good. But then you got to make more. My two women crush for wrestling right now are Sky Blue and Julia Hart. Sky Blue, love her. Got 3 autograph signings. I know I got to re-up my Patreon thing for her pretty soon here. I've got a month without it. Damn it. I'm so stupid. But yeah, I love Sky Blue. She's an awesome wrestler. Fantastic. Julia Hart coming along great too. She's awesome. She's fantastic with the Varsity Blondes. That's cool. As I say, I'm going to keep doing this. My predictions for the weekend are going to be up tomorrow. And I'll probably do another one on Friday just to clarify. I am going to do my FanDuel. I made money in the last 2 weeks, so that's pretty cool. That's a rare thing for me to do 2 weeks in a row winning money. It's I'm a fantastic. I'm on a roll right now. I want to keep going. And all that. Again, if you are watching this on Instagram. Or not on Instagram, YouTube, please hit that subscribe, smash that like, leave a comment below. I really appreciate it. I want to hear your guys' takes from my takes and your takes on this podcast and YouTube show. And y'all have a good hump day.
Hello, welcome to the YouTube podcast of Oh Snap Shit Shat You Shoot. I am G Bear, aka Vasilis. I am from British Columbia, Canada. This is a podcast solely based on inclusion. We talk about various subjects. I will have two more friends joining me in the next coming weeks. It's pretty much something we've been talking about doing for a very long time. And to me, it's a personal thing. I've been told I can never do anything. I want people to understand we're reaching out to everybody. Doesn't matter what your gender is, what your skin color is, your ethnicity, your religious background. This is an inclusion podcast. And the reason why I called it Oh Snap Shit Shat You Shout is one reason. I've always been told that numerous times, you can't say this, you can't do that. And this is one of these boiling points with me. I know a lot of people don't understand. I have been picked on, I have been bullied, I have been told that, due to my educational level of being a grade 7, even though I fell through the cracks. Sorry for the poorly dimmed lighting at my home studio. It is my first obligation of me being who I am. I like to speak against things. I like to talk about things. I do interact with a lot of people. I love to know people from around the world, even go and visit if I have to, and become friends with you. I am not afraid to push boundaries. I'm up for it. I've been a heat magnet for my entire 34 years of life. I've been in trouble more times than anything. I've had numerous run-ins with just people. I'm not going to name names. It's not my business. That's theirs. But understand, here is a free form for people who have been told they can't do it, been bullied, told their opinions are stupid or whatever. Come and talk to us. Send us your views. Send us your opinions, even topics. We'll cover sports, movies, TV shows, books, politics, even if the two guys that will be joining me in the next coming weeks want to talk about religion. I know mostly they'll be talking about politics because they have the same view. I am bipartisan. I am not somebody who takes either side of a liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican. I don't care. This is also a platform for no bullying, no racism, no discrimination. We want everybody to feel included and feel like they're part of a conversation. If not, I hope by a few airings, or as long as we can with this podcast and YouTube, move it into a fully interactive space. Go live, talk to you. We even will try to do some giveaways, even if that means I have to pull it out of my pocket and buy something. We will have little contests here and there. I'm going to give you a little brief description over the next few episodes of what I'm into, what I talk about, what I enjoy, what takes my mind off, basically the world, especially the COVID pandemic. I understand everybody hates this thing. Trust me, I do too. I am so sick of it. I want to go back to normal life. Heck, I've been double vaccinated. One friend doesn't want to be vaccinated, doesn't believe in it. My other friend got one. He's been sick twice with COVID. You'll meet him in the next coming weeks. And my other friend who doesn't believe in it. But I just wanted to put this out there to make sure everybody understands that I'm doing this on a personal note to make everybody around me who said I can never do anything, I can never achieve anything, I'm going to try to achieve a goal. And even if that's not being rich and famous or an athlete or whatever. I am also a part-time author. I've been writing some stuff down, got a book on the little rough cut, but I'm still working on it. I just really, really enjoy putting out my opinion and show everybody there's always sides to every story. And on this podcast, this YouTube show, we're going to do it. And I know my friends, the two guys that I'm going to be working with in the next few weeks, after they're done with their prior commitments and their personal obligations, they will be joining me, and I will be with them trying to decipher and probably cracking jokes and making everything so lighthearted that, I'll make them look, kind of serious and your father figure. I'm more of not the father figure. I enjoy joking about everything. Even this whole pandemic, I've been vaccinated twice with the Pfizer vaccine. I've been making jokes about it every day of the week because guess what Pfizer makes? The little blue pill, Viagra. Everybody asks me about the side effects. The only thing I see is that my sex drive went into like 40 times overdrive. I have never been that way in my life. I know I've done the teenage angst, the teenage growth, the hormones, but man, getting shot twice with the Viagra vaccine there, as I like to call it, the Viagra one, I have never experienced this much of a sexual frustration. In due time, I have some quotes about me. I probably will be a little abrasive. I will probably be I'm non-judgmental, and this isn't a show that will be non-judgmental. We don't care what it is you want to say. You have your opinion. You should be able to express it, even being censored by a lot of people. Let me get censored. If you're too afraid to say it, email it. I will say it online. I will say it live. I will say it through this podcast and this show. I am not afraid to do anything. I have always shown my family that I can survive. I've shown my family I can go through hell and back. It's just one of my things. I am a true, what you would say, survivor of hell. We've all have our own definitions of hell. So my definition of hell is going through a lot of crap mentally, and we will touch base on the mental side of things, because I have two friends, as I say, they're going to be part of the show. One suffers from concussion syndrome, and the other one's a PTSD. Me, I've been physically, verbally abused, mentally, and honestly, I'd rather share my story. I'm not afraid to share my story. I'm a very open person. There are my part of my past that I'd rather just ignore, because that's probably best, and just to let it go. Can't always carry a grudge, can't carry on past and histories. But I want people to understand, we do carry on other topics, but if you want us to talk about something that's, near and dear to you, we're here. And trust me, we're a lot cheaper than the therapists and psychiatrists. We're not pill poppers. And if we offer you medical advice, it's probably just say, smoke a joint. It's a lot better and it's a lot cheaper. If not, you don't like smoking it, you can eat it. It's a lot easier too. Hey, I advocate that, smoking weed's better than freaking popping a pill. I have a doctor who loves giving me my, daily dose of telling me, go smoke a J. Go smoke a J. Do it. Calm down. You have a lot of anger issues. You have a lot of stress. I am going to be doing some vlogging about my upcoming workouts in September. I will be working out with a very close family friend of mine who's going to try to get me back into shape, just due to the health reasons of some stuff that has happened in the past year here. And that's my doctor's more so, and my family's sake, and for me, just to feel better. I've never been this heavy in a long time, so I'm pushing like the 260, 265, 270 mark, and I really need to get back down to where my friends want me to go play hockey and sports, and I'd really like to sit in those airplane seats again, but without having to almost pay for a second seat, That's just not my thing. I'm not up for giving more money than I already am to an airline. Airlines are going to get your money. And on top of everything, I really just want to prove to myself that either I can make a difference, or somebody can say, hey, I heard your podcast, I heard your YouTube show, I've seen it, and it was really, really great. It made me feel like I can do things. Because you can. Don't let anybody tell you can't. I was always told I was never going to be a hockey player. Well, 270 pounds later and 5'9", and still can't get that contract. I will never become a sports announcer. Well, you know what? I took that sports announcer dream and I switched it to doing this. Why not? It's the same thing. I have my opinions about everything. Tell me your favorite team. We'll talk about it. My favorite team, Vancouver Canucks. My favorite soccer team in Europe, Manchester United. My favorite 2 baseball teams, LA Dodgers, Toronto Blue Jays. But in the next coming episodes that I will upload, I will show and showcase my various vast of things that I do. I also help run my dad's restaurant with him here in Canada. I'm a delivery driver too. And a lot of people just don't understand that driving is one of my hobbies. I love to drive. Tell me, how many cars you gone through when you got your N or your new driver status or your L? How many times you failed? I can tell you I failed enough times to say that maybe I shouldn't have had my license, but then on the other hand, I deserve my license because of one thing. It's not a privilege, it's an it's a privilege, they say. It's not a privilege. I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, but I'm a little confused on that. Driving is not a right, it's a privilege. You pay for it every 5 years. You pay for insurance. You pay for the maintenance. You pay for the gas. You pay for everything. So it's a privilege to have it, not a right. Now, I know a lot of people are going to kick up a fuss and tell me I'm stupid and I'm an idiot. That's okay. I've been told that all my life. And now I look at it and I see it. I'm not an idiot. I'm not stupid. I'm a lot smarter. Even though I have a grade 7 education, I can still outsmart somebody who had a university degree. The common thing is, I have street sense, I have life sense, and I don't take shit from nobody. And that's what I want to try to prove to everybody on this. And I want everybody to watch this and listen. You are somebody. You always will be a somebody. You're you. You are an individual. And I'm here to help. Even give you advice, or even just watch me be a total jackass. I'm okay with that. That's me. And both my friends will laugh at me. That's alright. If you hear some racist remarks that I say to both of them, that's, tell you honest truth, I'm the only one in my friend's circle that can get away with being a person that says something racist to them. Because at the end of the night, they're handshaking me, hugging me, and telling me, man, I love you, bro. So just take that as a consideration. This is my very first time doing this, so be polite in the comment section. Hopefully you hit some likes, maybe you subscribe. Check me out on Instagram, TikTok, G-Bear is there. And feel free, leave me